Hello, and welcome to the Boardman Township Report. I'm Max Resega, and joining me today is Township Administrator Jason Lurie and Road Superintendent Marilyn Kenner. Thank you both for being here. Mr. Lurie, while students might love a snow day, snow for the township means a very busy road department. Can you give us an idea of how much planning goes into being ready for the winter season?
So typically we start talking about winter and summer. So first thing we like to do is try to figure out how much salt we have for the year, and that's when we ask Marilyn and her folks to kind of give us an estimate of what we used the previous year, see how much is left in the salt barn, and see if we can get a state price or a summer fill program, because without any of that stuff we're not going to be able to do much of anything, just move the snow on the ground with a plow. So it's really important for us to then evaluate our equipment and make sure we have enough salt going into the fall.
Mrs. Kenner, how many trucks are out there on the road during heavy snowstorms? Do crews work 24/7 this time of year?
We do not work 24/7 because they need 8 hours of rest in between each shift. And we have 9 snow routes, and we have another additional 5 routes where we do cul-de-sacs. So it's 14 trucks that are out when we do plowing. If we're only going to do a slag run, which is with salt and an abrasive so that we get traction on the roads, we usually only have about the 9 trucks out. It's just that because there's so many cul-de-sacs in Boardman, and because a lot of the roads are narrow, we have to use our smaller 3/4 ton pickups that have a salt and spreader on them when we plow.
Okay. Every year, the price of salt seems to change, usually increasing. How was the township stocked this year?
We have a lot of salt this year. We had some salt left over from last year, so we had about 2,000 tons in the salt dome. We purchased another 1,000 tons this summer from the Ohio Department of Transportation in their summer fill program, and then we also purchased another 1,500 tons from the state for the winter program. And we are in a purchasing group with Mahoning County Engineer's Office and the City of Youngstown. So we still have another 2,000 tons available to us. So we have approximately 5,000 to 7,000 tons available. Typically, Boardman Township uses about 5,000 tons a year. It's been a very mild winter so far, so it all depends. And it's not the amount of snow, it's the amount of days that we get to snow is when we use the most amount of material.
Okay. Is there anything you would want residents and drivers to know about traveling in Boardman this time of year, especially during or after a snowstorm?
Well, there's a few things. First of all, please try not to park on the street because, like I said, a lot of our streets are narrow and we can't get our bigger trucks down the streets. Secondly, just to take your time. If they're calling for snow, just go slow. And if you don't have to be out, then don't be out. Just stay home. And when you are plowing, shoveling your driveway, snow blowing your driveway, please do not put the snow in the road because that causes a hazard for the traveling public.
Thank you. So about that, is the same thing deal with parking before, during, or after a snowstorm?
The same thing is with parking. Usually if we'll declare a snow emergency, we put a parking ban on and we ask people not to park. If we have a problem with getting down the road, we do contact our police department, and they go and they notify the property owners and ask them to move their vehicles. If we can't find anybody and it's really a dire need, then we will have the vehicles towed into the driveways, but we only want to do that as a last resort.
Okay. Thank you both for being here. We urge our viewers to go to Facebook and like the new BSTN Township page called What's New Boardman. Please like What's New Boardman so you can follow the news stories our Boardman students are filming about township services. I'm Max Resega from BSTN. Thanks for joining us. So how long have you been doing the plowing?
About 10 years.
About 10 years?
Yeah.
So what's your message to drivers that are on the road while you're plowing?
Well, we have our flashers on as we plow, and be aware that it's a big piece of equipment and we would like you to avoid from hitting us, and we'll try to do the same. Just remember, we have that big plow and we're doing a job out there, so kind of give us some space if you can. Mailboxes take a hit sometimes, not so much from the plow itself, but as we push the snow, if you push it too hard and too fast, the force of the snow knocks those mailboxes over. We're all aware of it and we try to avoid from doing that, but once in a while it happens. But we have a program in place where we replace the mailboxes where we can for the residents.